technically that's the only game right now in the market that I actually press or gear, climb or whatever, or actually do any training or anything of that nature. Like towards Call of Duty, simple. All the other games are just kind of basic games. These are all plagiarism though, just so everyone is well aware of it. This isn't a disclaimer or anything of that nature. The disclaimer was dropped off of like the very the disclaimer is basically on the first run. So I mean, that's as easy as I can put it. Kept it at 921 for the startup. Get myself the high vibe check. Cancel out any of the plagiarists. And basically, these are all plagiarists. Even these plagiarists, they all sided with pedophiles. On the next picture, you will see, or the next screen cap, or the next GIF or playable image that you'll see after this, after it says starting PUBG Mobile, they attribute a bunch of pedophiles that roamed around in one of the cities in this county, in the county of San Diego, that went around raping females, and all the pedophiles covered it up, and they used those pedophiles, the pedophiles that covered everything up, ended up using all their jobs and everything else that they had, what were considered jobs actually, but the pedophiles technically violated those, and they used their places to falsify information, and how these pedophiles got out of their urns, got transferred over to China illegally, and the pedophiles cloned themselves and cloned out and started falsifying information and whatnot, and the pedophiles started plagiarizing everything again. I'd switched over instinctively since I ran this system, basically how I had countered these pedophiles. They had basically claimed allegiance to me. The pedophiles falsified everything, had claimed to basically, I knew they wouldn't, and I basically explained that to everyone basically. And these pedophiles claimed to be like the best like art or the best start, which was a lie. But I still, at that point, I guess I had like, I guess I was taking care of a bunch of people, a bunch of kids, basically all your generations from like the 80s and on. I was taking care of all those, basically anyone born from the 80s up on the way to like year like 5,000 plus. So all those kids, everyone's scheduled to be born from all those eras, basically. So all these pedophiles knew that. So all the pedophiles teamed up, falsified information. Pedophile here got mad because pedophile was losing everything that pedophile had raped. So pedophile basically structured up, teamed up, lied to everyone, and was like, look, but I got like your perfect structure. And the poster boy, all fresh face, the pedophile cover up for their pedophile country. See, we even give him a shit beard on one half, so the pedophiles think that that's the max that they're gonna get, and then boom, so that the pedophile wives can lie to them, and they get like a slightly bigger beard on this side. You see how it's like faint on it on this side, and not even faint on this side, and it looks like nothing but cheekbone. Boom, son, pedophile lies. And then here's the next big lie that we sell to them. Instead of actually, you know what? Here, I'm gonna change the script, because the pedophiles threw these pedophiles in to claim to be these pedophiles, the poster boys. But the poster boys were the Asians, because this is how these pedophiles had raped society and basically fed a lot of them fecal matter and shit to where your lesser countries, known as the Chinese and the Indian, which are technically the parents of these, which gave them the chance to be the poster boys. These pedophiles got fed shit and ate it victoriously, as the pedophiles claim it. And I mocked them for fucking trying to still shame me while trying to fucking explain how they ate shit for a bunch of pedophiles to succeed. So the pedophiles went around eating fecal matter and whatnot. As they passed it on to the Middle East and whatnot, they passed on the tactics as to how to rape them of all their lineages and lower them to where they get a lesser beard than pedophiles. They're pedophiles. So the pedophiles basically went around lowering their people, making them plague carriers, and giving them the plague carrier mask, and feeding them fecal matter, and only feeding them spices to flavor their fecal matter with. The reason that they like tried making this like a crazy one is because they had, I guess, seasons where they made spices like something of a world trade, but it wasn't just for their food. It was actually 90% cover ups. That's how you get 90% of your shit that's like easily fed to the market as it's considered. And that's why the world never started splicing and mutating plants like they used to. Splicing is 100% legal, and one of the quickest ways to get the highest and best attributes and the highest flavors in plants. And it's legal in basically every galaxy. So the pedophiles got cut off of all these sciences due to the fact that they were splicing shit plants. No one wants their fucking what they sent to this planet. What they sent to this planet. What they sent to this planet, and I don't mean to a bunch of pedophiles, but what they sent to this planet. Actually, what they sent to Earth, and not a bunch of pedophiles. Which is actually, whatever. So the pedophiles violated everything through pedophiles falsifying information, due to pedophiles being the ones that ate shit, and basically prevented these pedophiles from eating shit, because pedophile was not so much close to them, but this was supposedly pedophiles' last chance to breed out of what was considered Earth, but I wasn't on the planet. Let's see, they had pedophile, or some other pedophiles claiming to be me. It was either pedophile or other pedophiles. But they all have like the same similar fucking hair structure, facial structure. Their main pedophiles never really went bald until the end, because no one caught on to what the pedophiles were doing, or how the pedophiles did everything. And the pedophile agents even started getting receding hairlines and losing their beards completely. So the pedophiles started doing hairstyles like this to try to claim their punkhood and shit. But then the pedophiles got reduced to this, and the pedophiles were like, no, this is more gangster. But the pedophiles ended up being decapitated 90% of the time. But then they started teaming up with pedophiles again. Pedophiles ended up dead. Other pedophiles roamed around with similar hairstyles just to mock society and to scare tactics into everyone. Now we're back to maybe gaining a few tier points. Let's see if pedophile can keep it together and not try to disconnect my touchscreen or do whatever pedophile tactics they've been doing. Yesterday I was on a rooftop on Pachinki, and I'm walking perfectly across, basically basic perfect parkour. I even got a perfect grenade, I think is why. It's because I didn't lean. I was gonna lean, but I didn't lean due to the fact that I didn't want to fall off the rooftop, so I knew how my footwork would have accidentally worked due to the sprint button. And I pitched the grenade, bounced it off the wall, knocked the kid, and then I went and I saw his teammate. So I was thinking of running back or jumping off the rooftop, but since I didn't jump off the rooftop, character did some right, since I instinctively, as I was walking and getting ready to sprint, or trying to sprint, because the character started doing some weird movement, and basically I canceled everything out. The pedophile basically kind of got himself killed. I mean, I don't know why a pedophile would do such a bitch move after I stole a McLaren so clean for him. He sided with pedophile against me again. And they do it based off of each and every conversation, because they think I won't get them the best rights. Or not so much rights, sorry, the best payout. Fucking A, that's what it was. So now it's considered rights, in order for them to get paid, because they're controlling their lives now. so they know at what point they have to alter my script. At that point, I have to go towards better words, better rights in the end, opposed to better pay. Instead, better pay doesn't figure stuff out for them. I know how every single system works. So I basically explained if they're not going to give you this and you can withhold and withstand and keep them from gaining everything else, and you're still going to have to, well, you're primarily still going to have to get the job so you can still do all the intel work from the inside and still get them shut down. And that's how, this was basically what it became. Oh shit, they still pushed on me. Oh man, savage. Oh, no way. He already had a... Knew it. I even dropped late, man. They're so ready for me this season. I can't even push it. This is so savage. This is what I get for pushing such a deep set, heavy set strategy against these against these kids. That's so savage. Fuck, man. Totally just got fucking massacred for everything. I was like, oh man, there's no one here. I even dropped late thinking, and then I remember, oh, now it's like at like a 500-meter drop zone. And I don't make points at Chinook anymore since I threw in the word, since I got stuck trying to find the right way to pronounce it, and I knew there was the word Chinook. And I knew there was the word Chinook, and I didn't give a fuck about any other word other than Chinook. And I found Sandhawk or Sanhawk in the middle of Sandhawk, and I was like, oh fuck, dude. But I was still just busy, stuck, just like in my head at the time too, not caring about this game. Well, not so much not caring, I was kind of focused on real life. And this was just like a side venue, and this is still always going to be a side venue. Since they never treat, well, I mean, it's not like they paid, not like I got paid for it, not like I had any viable leads in it. This was just me, side venture, hoping to eventually get a pro venue, but the pedophiles restricted all the solo modes, all the solo tournaments, so I just kind of don't even bother. And solo tournaments through like the pedophile networks is such a loss. Pedophiles make you lose everything off the contracts that you don't even sign just by being on the fucking pedophile sites on the pedophile links, because they're not even websites nor sites, but the pedophile links that the pedophiles use to get you to fucking get anywhere near any of the data. It's fucking devastating, man. Supposedly even Reddit was like created like 20 years prior to them being released. And it took not 20 years, but it took like a few years for them to get the best renditions, and then I got plagiarized for everything, and that's supposedly how modern companies are released. Alright, that's why I was saving the word modern. I had the word modern for like 3 days now, and I'm like, no, I have a better usage for it. And that's what it is. It's all the modern companies, or the modern company structures. Those are all. That's basically everything that I got plagiarized for, because I knew how all the pedophiles would compete against me. So I was like, oh, okay, so they're basically restricting society while I'm allowed to just control everything anyway. So I guess I just basically claim that this is all we're doing, at the very least, in the fucking face. I mean, not in the public. Sorry. And pedophiles fucking totally got wrecked, and I basically ended up winning over every crowd off of it, and it basically led to modern business as a whole type reality as to what you're allowed to push to the, and then the worst part is, supposedly, all the downside is all these are pedophile companies, so I'm so fucked. They just have more money, or actually they raped more females and shit, or they sided with pedophiles that raped more. Whatever the fuck the pedophiles are gonna be like, oh no, I didn't do that, but they're just covering up what they did for pedophiles, and that's I mean, look at look what they did to those pedophiles from Amazon, from like, what was Amazon, or not Amazon, from Look what they did to those pedophiles that claimed that they could get anyone to space the right way. They had other pedophiles even beat them and do exactly double the amount. Pedophiles, dude. Pedophiles even toppled their pedophiles that they were like supposedly sucking dick off of, or off of sucking dick. And they're just sucking dick. And they're pedophiles. That's how the pedophiles roamed around from network to network. From the pedophiles. They didn't pay me. They plagiarized with pedophiles and sided with pedophiles. I don't give a fuck what the fuck anyone says. Stupid pedophile whore. My voice is even almost shot just because pedophiles thought it'd be a joke to be wasting any of my time or harassing me in any way, shape, or form. That's so savage. No way. What is happening? Dang it. I don't get paid for anything. So I totally just... Actually, you know what it was? I was doing one project and I explained something to someone, not knowing that this information is something that they would have normally had to pay for through the pedophile network, through the pedophiles or the pedophile networks known as like Hollywood and shit. So I was like, oh fuck, for the rest of my life, all their pedophile bitches that got raped by pedophiles have been hitting me up in my dream states. And that's the best way I could put it, because it happened back in like the 2000s. They've been messaging me, but it's more of like the hitting me up type standard where they just don't stop ringing up my brain phone. And it's just like, what the fuck, motherfuckers? Like my brain, or not my brain phone, but like my phone, my brain. Sorry. They won't stop ringing up my brain. You see how pedophiles like falsify everything through phones though? It's the nice part of that other fucking mishap of the script. I mean, these are supposedly all the societies that I like protected or something, that I was supposed to be getting paid for in this like life, and then I got plagiarized for my identity by pedophiles and all the pedophiles that these pedophiles with. I even became smarter just trying to like stop a pedophile from like claiming to not be pedophiling something. I even figured out those types of words. I was like, oh fuck, bro. I use some of those, but like to be like this smart just to counter a fucking. Oh, that's why it's because they were clean. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I got smart when I was trying to teach remedials. And then they would be like, nah, I'm siding with pedophile. So I'd be like, pedophile. That's legitimately what he's like. And that's the comment I got from little kids. So how am I not going to open up my arms? Like, I just didn't tell him how I slugged the little kid and killed him. But that's legitimately why you don't leave pedophile with kids. Pedophile will either sell them or tell you that pedophile's not doing any of that and just fucking seal their mouth shut as they're fucking getting raped. Worse with females. These pedophiles sell those shits like they're fucking... Well, actually, they are shits. So I guess they like... I don't know, whatever aliens would consider them. Since aliens got fed shit, so aliens don't consider females anything of worth. That's why aliens don't have dogs. Because aliens are also the ones that finally were just like part of that. Because pedophile got his dick cut off. And aliens are the ones that went through like similar rights or whatever. But pedophile, since pedophile was like raping a bunch of the females, pedophile still roamed around with pedophile raping other females. So aliens were just the smart ones that were like, oh, we're not gonna go around raping and shit. So they're just like, until we get like real females, we're gonna keep our dicks off and not be reborn. And that's technically how it's like 5,000 years of kids that I got fucking stuck, well, not stuck with, but that I was basically taking care of. That's why I said like 5,000, but in technicality it was like every single person, being, anything ever born throughout history or anything, just because I was smarter than the smartest regardless. And I just, even after they were like, oh no, we're done with this job, I would be able to well, through legal standards, I still would shut them down for lying, fucking messing stuff up, falsifying information. If it doesn't maintain the same structure after I'm done, then that's what it means. It's still falsified information. Pedophiles running around. Pedophiles claiming to be me. That's how your pedophile Biden got caught finally. But I mean, the pedophiles are just covering that shit up. Because how much of a disgrace is it going to be? Two pedophiles, same pedophile, like pedophilia, and the pedophiles sided with pedophiles that both pedophiles are going to falsify information to every single world about. So I mean, like, holy shit, dude. And if you don't know how to holy shit. And if you don't know how to lower the pedophiles, like, at all, pedophiles running around ruining everyone, like, what the fuck? Pedophile bitch that was known as like whatever the other pedophile bitch was known as, Trump or something. Pedophile, technically. My bad. So man, just because I'm face. Oh, sorry, I'm face. The pedophile basically sold his pedophile bitch of a wife, supposedly, to pedophiles, and that's how all these pedophiles in the area covered up for pedophile. And that's how they got the tag in the company switching over ownerships, and the pedophiles falsified that information through all these other pedophile websites that weren't ever allowed to be released anyways. But since pedophiles are roaming around with pedophiles, that's kind of how shit happens. Now back to the game. As you can tell, all the pedophiles made sure their pedophiles were out of the area. Oh, well, their pedophiles are totally stacking first aid kits on me. Just because I don't stack. Like having 4 grenades minimum, but I'm on a short bag. Short kit for some reason. Actually, that's what it is. Drop a lot of the 9. Dang it. No space whatsoever. Wonder why. That's why. It's like a final message. Like the pedophiles are going to try to restructure everything because they thought I would have walked away from both grenades. Because off of my final, just because they thought I wouldn't walk away from all 4 grenades at first. But I wouldn't compromise the last few weeks. So I set it up to where pedophiles don't get shit. And pedophiles started losing a lot. And it was fucking hilarious. It was beyond hilarious. Pedophiles lost everything due to pedophiles roaming around raping so many pedophiles. So I just completely kicked out pedophiles. Pedophiles will falsify that information though. Hi. Yeah, there was no one here, but because I was gonna steal a McLaren. I was trying to steal a McLaren. That's so savage. After stealing one yesterday, I had to steal another. It was so much fun. need to move those heels, man. Lost would have been. Just because those buttons irritated me, they crossed all my fucking good buttons. Man, I had finally figured out that fucking cluster too, as to how my fingers swing on this device. Yeah, because I'm like a sloppy, sluggish. Oh, that's so savage. Oh, no good. Oh, no way. Savage. They always do it. I hate when they do this solo fucking bitch. Sorry. That's so savage. I still died before my other squad just because those McLarens were in game. I would have so robbed one of those. I'm so big. I wanted to play Kerrigan. Since there's no since there's no Vikendi. I guess I could do some data mining. I got Voodoo to Ace, and I don't think he was thinking he would make it. So at least I know I could coach someone to a victory. To a championship. Not just a victory, but like a real championship. Meaning I can get them to focus and do something they wouldn't be able to do, regardless, that they wouldn't want to do, or at the pace that they would have to do it, or at the pace. That's what it was. It was something like that. Not to say that it was like that pivotal for him. I was just saying. It was through the mindset. They set it up through like dream states and shit. I hate when they do this shit through dream states. It becomes a waste of my time. Oh. Forgot to mark this. I didn't even bother checking. It's a lag storm. Makes sense. The guys couldn't make it onto the rooftop. So I figure it's a lag storm. So it makes sense as to where this next conversation happened. Where would I drop? If I didn't go to Habanero. I guess it's the shipping yard. Or I mean the most valuable place, the shipping yard, or where the container yard, sorry. Wherever they have the containers at, or shipping yards. Money. It's nothing but money-filled vibes. Nothing but data that I can mine, teaching even what data I what to actually look for, what led to the U.S. actually leading to me being their main source, actually their only source of information. as to what's popular and whatnot, as to what's actually gonna sell. Actually, not so much what's popular, but what's gonna sell. I guess like your pedophiles, technically what were considered criminals, are now pedophiling the world through these pedophile companies. So that's kind of gonna guarantee fundage through those venues. Sorry. That's what I get for talking to the pedophile Biden once. It totally backfired on me. They sided with pedophiles, and this is how they try to gain like allegiance with me, and then they violate me. So I just initially, automatically, am like, maybe I'll play the rest. Maybe I'll finish the conversation, but I highly doubt I'll refrain from saying pedophile. Mainly to avoid pedophiles raping anyone else again, or anything of that nature, regardless of what you pedophiles claim it to be. I mean, Earth has no jurisdiction over the 90% other galaxies. They just pointed out what was actually popular. Or sorry, and then they got shut down, and then the pedophiles got shut down. So I mean, that sucks. It's not my fault. Pedophiles even went around raping females into the pedophiles lying for pedophiles. The pedophiles were me. And then that's how the pedophiles got that anime One Punch Man out. I guess that's how the pedophiles are trying to get their second season. I thought the pedophiles were already released in some other place. Kind of like these pedophiles early. Sorry, kind of like the pedophiles Call of Duty released in other places. Look, pedophiles lagged me out. Oh, that's crazy. Pedophile got offended. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Ooh, see the other pedophile that was leading pedophiles before pedophile? Even gave me the right to run that script. But even he's like, see, he was see pedophile? He was talking to you. See pedophile? Shouldn't be a dick or something. I already forgot what it was. It was too funny. Running around, holy shit. But at least I was like respectable or whatever. So that's when he doesn't say anything, and he even gives him a face, which was beyond bitchingly hilarious. Beyond bitching and hilarious. Sorry, beyond hilarious. It was heinously too funny to deal with. Like, oh man, like one of those blooper blunder type faces. Like, what do you expect, bro? Like, duh. Like, holy shit. Sarcasm type spectrum of facial expressions. Or at least that captivating. Oh man. That's hilarious. That's how I taught aliens what to do the right way. The right way that they became smarter than all the pedophiles that fed them shit. And cut off their dicks for listening to pedophiles. As to how to get your beard. That's hilarious. Oh man, it's so savage.
See, little way. Ha ha ha. No. Yeah. So the pedophiles started playing off how pedophiles roamed around. Well, I mean, raping and claiming to be other people still, and whatever. Well, I mean, plagiarizing everything. The pedophiles covered up all the rapes and everything. Still forced entry rape, regardless of what the pedophiles claim, because they're just covering up everything else, and actually the intent for everything. So it makes no difference. Needed heels. That's what I was looking for. Because I didn't have boosters, and I got stuck. Oh no, it's because I'm lagging. I got stuck looking for heels, and due to this lag, I got signed out. It's got me stuck wondering what caused it. Oh, so change this. That makes sense. The pedophile's loaded in too, since I don't like the number 3. Solve it. Means my name's not real. That's how pedophile got benched. I was playing so stupid like pedophile. All the pedophiles outside of the pedophile are technically how you know if the pedophiles aren't on your side, then you're not likely to succeed. That's all. So don't bother using any courteous words. Just be like those rich foreigners that just shush people away, like shush pedophile. I mean, shush pedophile. But see, some of these pedophile whores went around sleeping with pedophiles. So, pedophile kind of was like, oh, well, at that point, it's not much of an issue. Scope. Nice, yeah. Wouldn't be able to just laser in from here. Looked like a bike at first, but I was like, what? Maybe it's like the edge of their clothing. If not, it'll draw some attention. And since this guy just ran through here, I'm pretty sure there's teams like this in their head. Oh, there they are. And there's the team. Oh, that's what. Never mind. Let's just slow down. So these all is closer on, just due to the AKM. I'm trying to be an AKM pro, not just an M4 pro. AKM seems to deal more damage. I zoned out while the storm was closing in. Still ran into habanero. So this is all for zoning out. Oh shoot, I just saw that guy a little too late. No. Why? Not letting me hold the cluster down, that's so crazy. Must be a forced gyro season then. They're forcing gyro. Oh yeah, because everyone's on competitive devices. Savage, man. That's such a... Maybe it's an offense in between over. run. Savage. I have no way out of this. Savage. The other guy pushed through also. No, man, they're lagging. No wonder I can't even detect anyone. Um, mm, oh, man. Oh, wait, these are all the countries they violated. They would have never paid me to network them right. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. They're trying to favor. They're playing favoritism against the countries they fed shit to. These pedophiles are the most disgusting pedophiles ever. So they give no shits about it. This is how pedophile tried mocking me. Look at the event that pedophile made them release right now. This outfit is just to like exemplify that pedophile sided with pedophile because they don't embellish blue because blue is the only color I was looking at, and whoever pedophile ended up listening to is colorblind and sees red as blue and blue is red. So I spent like half a fucking century trying to get these people back from pedophile and pedophile. Hence the reason Karakin was made. And these pedophiles tried teaching popularity off of fucking red instead of blue. So that's why 90% of the public ends up just being a bunch of shit-blown little fucking ass fucking retards that think that they can become popular out of nowhere because they were raped into it, fed shit, fecal matter, hyped into it. Hype is illegal. You being sold hype is you being sold the wrong thoughts, the wrong way of your brain deciphering what you're going through at the moment. The wrong way for you to decipher what your emotions are. You're being sold the wrong emotions. You're being sold that you eventually could be this popular. No. Pedophiles already raped society to where it's a preset fucking structure. Example. Oh, well, these are the only pedophiles they try to release into the game. They only release different ones in order to falsify information. And it's all pedophiles that they had already structurally set up to release anyways. Hence the reason that all the outfits after I got rid of pedophile from my main character turned into nothing but Asian outfits that pedophile can't wear anyways, so I just don't run through my outfits. Whatever. That's what it's like to happen. I can't even go through outfits, can't switch characters, because when they falsify information, they mislead everything through like whatever the pedophile computer systems are using, or whatever algorithms are intended to mine. Half of these crate spin algorithms kind of like this outfit have an actual algorithm that you're supposed to be shooting for, and then they have the pedophile rendition that they sold to all the waste to fucking call everyone pedophiles and everything. So that's why pedophile wears these unisex outfits to claim that he didn't rape your fucking pedophile wife in like multiple aspects. Well, I just played the unisex card on her. They thought it was hot this season. That's how pedophile roamed around with all the little pedophile bitches, making them think that this shit was cool until they realize, oh no, pedophile only does the beginning of the routine because it's the dance monkey dance part, and then pedophile teaches everyone else to do the rest of it, and then the pedophile bitches all wonder why their pedophile asses can't get their fucking pedophile fucking acts together and listen to me as to what it takes to fucking win, that their fucking pedophiles eventually get toppled by any person I tell you to fucking get toppled by. And if I tell you the Asians are winning for fucking specific reasons, trick shots and whatever the fuck else, that's why they're winning, and it's outrageous that they're not getting points. And then bam, who ended up winning this season? Trick shots. That they still had the trick shotter topple them again and won multiple seasons after their hackers hacked their pedophile asses back into this network because they had no chance. But they had a hacker win the season afterwards. All because pedophiles got to some random and tried misconstruing what it takes to win. It wasn't even to get your shit together, get your act together. No. I left. So they're expecting you to leave because they're trying to misconstrue what message I said or who I was telling take your shit or to leave, whatever. Oh wait, hold up. My bad. So as a retaliation, sorry, I totally scripted the last part wrong. So since pedophiles wouldn't leave, they ended up losing. And I didn't say leave, sorry, I said stop touching the, actually they switched it, that's why. And I ended up raging out. Due to the fact that I would have worded it different because it was the kid that I was talking to. Pedophiles took the opportunity and were like, oh, well, we can fucking misconstrue everything. So I remember this era. This happened like 5 years ago. I was like halfway into designing something, into designing a different app or something, like trying to make it out to like a different network. At this point, I was trying to make it out through, actually, I don't even know if it was basic construction, but either way. So pedophile basically went around and pedophile a little kid and wouldn't let the little kid like basically make his own choices. Like even if actually I even taught him how to like let the I even taught him how to play it off and everything. So pedophiles got mad. That's why pedophiles saw it this time, this conversation as like an opening. Maybe we can misconstrue everything thing to where you think we're on your side this time. So I was like, no, that's just not gonna happen. Pedophile already lost. 2 pedophiles ended up losing 2 or 3 more seasons. That pedophile. Oh, that's the next part. And then pedophiles raged out. So this is how the pedophiles retaliated. They set up their fucking pedophile section that used to be set. That okay. So this is illegal in the gaming community for pedophiles to set up their own pedophile league. The reason it became illegal is because the pedophiles are now staging everything pertaining to who the pedophiles are plagiarizing and who the pedophiles are raping and whatever the hell else the pedophiles are basically going after. So like hold on, here's the other esports section too. Just in case you get sent to the wrong pedophiles. I don't know any streamers out there, so I can't say streamers. Or videos or YouTubers or video makers, whatever. So the way that they decided these pedophile leagues was since they're not the main leagues, since they're not their main championship, this is how the pedophiles would falsify information, get you to bet early, because they do these pedophile leagues in series, like what's the best way to explain that? Not so much sections, but they're different series. If I don't word it right, then the linguistics won't get through properly, because then pedophiles will falsify what verbiage was used, and then pedophiles don't like losing in front of. Oh well, pedophiles don't like losing in front of pedophiles that are translating. So because they're not me, so they don't give anyone respect anymore. They learned their fucking lessons one for once.
in some aspects sometimes. So whatever. So back to the point. So they do each. Okay, it's legs. Sorry, it's considered legs because the pedophiles are trying to get their legs back, and it's like a whole sequence. Sometimes it's like a sequence of like, however, if it's like 5 legs, that means that they're lying to the public, that they're giving them a leg to stand on, type shit reality. So if it's like a 5 series, they have the public by their fucking legs, by their limbs, by their main assets, by anything that they can actually gain any viable funds through in every world. Once you learn how to play poker in your dream states where you're gambling your body parts, you now see how rich people really gamble. And I win time and time again. So this is why I don't keep my mouth shut anymore. I don't lose because I don't break from my structure. And that's that. So what the pedophiles did, since I got this far, the pedophiles started structuring it to where they would bait me to bet on the teams that I knew were going to win, not just based off of names, but based off of names and what their current performance is. Because they have the events where you can gamble your in-game currency. You can gamble your in-game currency in order to get prizes later on. But one of the ways to gamble is by betting on the team. So what they did in one of the legs of the event, oh whoops, they set it up to where, whoops, that was bad. I can't pause this. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. Okay, so they set it up to where I basically bet off of the name, everything, and they set it up to where they won second. But I even explained it that I don't pick them as the overall winner anyways, and I figured they wouldn't, so I won in that aspect because I wouldn't bet. But they use those in order to sway the public by falsifying information to the public. They'll make it seem like they'll sell. Oh no, he's scared. He's scared to bet because we told, or no, not he's scared to bet. We told him not to bet. We didn't let him bet, is what it is in these situations. Because every situation is different. It's different verbiage. So in this case, they use the verbiage of, they use the attack of, we told him not to fucking, we told him not to bet. Sorry, we told him not to bet. See, because we can do, and then they falsify the reasons and whatnot. Because I explain, no, it's due to the fact that I knew they weren't gonna win. I'm not gonna make unless I have like enough tokens to make the team realize that they're not gonna win, that they're not gonna win for the win. Then I'm not gonna like waste my time because it's like as a regular person, you don't have the chance to like intervene at all, like whatever. So you have to learn how to cut your losses, I guess is what it is. Cut your losses. You have to learn how to cut your wins, is what it really was. So they started verbaging it as cut your losses, cut your wins. Who does that? All these pedophiles were raping everything back then. So the pedophiles structured it to the team that won was based off of pedophiles that went around siding with pedophiles and raped all the females in the area, and and the pedophiles covered it up through plagiarizing my work, and they sold it to society as like, oh no, we just plagiarized his work. We just didn't tell him that we went around all his fucking phone book and found all the chicks that he was interested in, and we fucked all of them regardless before this point, before any point of anything happening. But you know, that's how pedophiles roamed around. But I mean that's how the pedophiles also teach their pedophiles to gain the crowd, but they teach them a different way. The pedophiles will teach pedophiles by like falsifying information. Like pedophile won't teach them the monkey dance routine, but we'll teach them this part, like one of these parts of the pedophile routine. And it's not even the unisex one. It's just the wearing. This one's actually one of the more complex ones. So I guess this is why they did it. It's not just a monkey dance. This is actually how some of these pedophiles would get some of the hottest pedophile bitches ever to be pedophiled to them, as they called it. Oh, fuck, what's it considered? Oh, man, stupid assholes. I hate when it's such a bad joke that is I say the word to avoid laughing because I'm about to laugh my ass off. I'm
totally trying not to. Oh yeah, once they pledge their allegiance. What's your pedophile to them? Holy shit. That's what my bitch told me to say, or else she leaves me. Or else he comes back and calls me a pedophile. We already went through the internet section where we showed him female balding, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll make those pedophile bitches bald for fighting with pedophile. They didn't believe me, and they saw a little kid walk out crying. And it wasn't a little girl. It wasn't bald, but it was for a different reason, but they all got the point. Oh, man. Fucking laughed. I'm fucking pissed. Oh. That's what I get for trying not to laugh. That's a fucking miracle in and of itself. Oh, man. That's too funny, man. That's too savage. I can never let it go. I got savagely fucking raped for everything. Goddamn. Can't wait to make it out. And they cover everything up through shit eater that they still feed. I mean, sorry. Then they cover everything up through pedophile that they covered up as shit eater, as just through his shit eater eras. And they still feed him shit behind the scenes whenever I'm not there. So I mean, I can't permit it anymore. I'm just done. I'm tired. I'm legitimately exhausted and just trying to leave for good now. So I guess now I see why I cut these companies off, and now I see what, oh man. It took me so much time to just completely cut this off. Just because there was nothing else, because I had nothing else right now. Well, actually, I had finally gotten a tablet, had no device for a while, spent like 3 years. Schizo just like totally overrode my brain, but I wouldn't let it, so I just like would just try to keep my mouth shut for like as many hours throughout the day as possible. And this was after I got plagiarized for everything, so it's just like mentally rot, just like fucked for life. And pedophiles had, I guess, run through every female I had thought was attractive, because pedophiles plagiarized everything, and then they set up the structure of shutting everything down. So the pedophiles went around and raped all the females while they were sleeping, and would force them to be, and the pedophiles would force them to be attractive to them. And the pedophiles, as a result, basically ended up forcing their pedophilia onto the pedophile bitches that I thought were attractive. So I mean, and they did it throughout every city that I was at. So I mean, I started seeing how everything is staged. I mean, you'll see in the next few matches how they'll either play it off that it's staged by completely breaking away from the cities as I show up, or they'll stage up like certain positions, or you'll see their body movements like jittered, or they'll set it up kind of like the previous Chinook match where they now get smart and they post up one player at the far side to get my attention when they know it's a solo player. I mean, there's no other way that they're gonna know I'm solo without knowing me. So they basically post up one person to like 30 degrees off to the side to get my attention as the team flanks whenever it's like a conversation that they can't deal with or something of the sort. Because pedophiles are supposedly in every match just pedophiling and falsifying what's really happening and how the match is really won or decided. Because I mean, you'll see me shoot players like 50 times and I just get dropped, not even by a headshot. Level 3 helmet takes like 3 headshots, I think, in this region. Even 2 headshots with like the luckiest RNG is like still unheard of sometimes. I'll AWM 2 headshots and sometimes knock a player. I don't give a fuck what they say.
They reduced the damage variable, the damage numbers on the M16A4 the second I started using it. But even when it's not staged, whatever. But when they do it, it's like the same bullshit ass routine. Or it's the same shit setup. They just end up staging after realizing, you know what? I think I just overfed that one, and it's just a few matches here and there. Okay, not so much staging. Sorry, where they hack the results. Sorry, that's a better way to set that up. I could care less, man. All you have to do is this at the same time that I do it, and you can join the match. Is that 6-ad reality check, and then I realized, oh, holy shit. And I realized that they actually started structuring it to where they would bait me with a teammate, and then they'd have all their registered players ready to set and cause damage for pedophiles to win instead of like my point getting across, because all the pedophiles were like, well, we're gonna go with our system, not your system, and the pedophiles end up losing every time whenever it's an actual worldwide event, and they don't get it through their pedophile heads that they're talking to like little kids that are trying to be actual worldwide winners, not a bunch of redundant pedophile bitches that kept getting shut down. To the point where aliens, their future people, are technically just people that pedophiles fed shit to. And pedophiles had no idea that these were the people that got their penises cut off prior to to the pedophiles that roam around running kids through everything. Sorry, actually, that was just a bad joke of it. I was hoping to, in my dream states, make sure all their all their dicks just get cut off randomly, mainly for running kids through. It gets on my nerves. It's like so fucking stupid, man. Get the fuck out of my stuff. And they do worse shit whenever they have like a kid in my head. They like run the most vulgar shit, and I just can't deal with it. And I'm like, what? I can't retaliate. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do this. To like, I don't know how to. So I don't even know how to verbiage this right. Oh man, no way. No, this is something I would never do anyways. So I mean, shutting down pedophiles, and then the pedophiles are associated with all their pedophiles that were supposed to be law enforcement. That were supposed to be law enforcement, but pedophiles roamed around and violated everything. Now pedophiles are like getting smarter. Since actually they're not really getting smarter, they're just layering everything. That makes sense. That's why pedophile wore stripes. They're layers, not stripes. Dumbass. That's what the fucking mixed match color on the bottom was. They're supposed to be. To make it look like they're structurally stacked on top of each other. See, we didn't even go with stripes all over, all the way through. Even though you like V-necks since you're not fat and ugly. So we threw that in. And you'd wear ugly colors just to match and not get caught. Actually, this is why this outfit worked. I look like a bot so I can sneak up on high tier players. That extra quarter second reaction time is them laughing. So it's like super dope. Never do that. Savage. My beta clothes. The beta project that actually made the betas. I'm just joking. So savage. I'm
so wrecked for life. And get like a million kids to repeat the beginning of this stream if I could ever remember it. Because I know it wasn't recorded. I waited, but holy shit. Oh, I should have left. There's no high tiered names here, and I'm still not trying to revive anyone. Oh, they even made sure I wouldn't. So, like, whatever person in the U.S. is scripting this is making sure I don't side with the U.S. right now if I'm getting violated. But like, oh yeah, no, individual people is the only way you would have ever been able to. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have ever returned anyways. Got savagely betrayed for everything. Oh, what the hell? I was just over everything, even before that, so I was just over it completely. I just became a self-defense everything. Like, well, actually a teacher is technically what it was called, but then I got into teaching self-defense because they're like, how'd you become so smart that I'm willing to learn from you? But I'm not willing, that I'll actually listen to you sometimes. That nature, and that's how I ended up getting stuck, because I ended up having to explain it. But like, no, really. Oh, I had high hopes is how I started, because it's really how it happened. I had high hopes. I wanted to be tall. I wanted to be a giant, and then I got told I had to be only six. I could only be like 6'2". So I was like, oh, fuck. My life turned. I was like, I really want to be a pilot. That's my real life. So I set my focus. And then I got violated for everything, for being so focused. So focused. I got plagiarized for everything. Wanted to be a doctor at that point, got plagiarized instantly. Less than a day later, instantly, my website out. Pedophiles now hail it as like, pedophilia is like pedophiling of like pedophilia. So I'm just like wrecked inside sometimes. Not really wrecked, but plagiarism is still illegal, even based off the laws, regardless of what the pedophiles want to claim. The worst part is when pedophiles would get like their voice heard, or like a moment where they would smile towards me, and I would like smile or something, and the pedophiles would falsify information to the whole crowd. And the pedophiles that are technically supposedly like that were supposed to be their leaders and shit, since those pedophiles are like completely mad, since the pedophiles like, oh well, it's my time to shine, so I mean pedophilia is gonna be pedophilia for life. So the pedophiles would roam around falsifying information. Oh. Makes sense as to why the pedophiles lag everything out. I wonder what part of that like pedophile like talking portion. Since I mean, sorry, I wonder at what point of that pedophiling through what used to be sounds and whatnot. I wonder what pedophiles trying to rape through that. The downside is, since pedophiles don't have skill enough to take over center buildings, pedophiles always bait everyone into their pedophile like lies and shit as to how pedophiles falsified information for centuries. See, pedophile set this up too. That means pedophile set up the last match for pedophile to like try to get some dignity amongst pedophiles. Oh, yeah, sorry, pedophiles got me everything. So tried to get some pedophilia amongst pedophiles. Is what it basically was. And pedophiles are even telling me that pedophiles edited anytime I said anytime I basically safeguarded the rest of the world from pedophiles, technically known as what was known as the U.S., technically pedophiles now. The pedophiles basically edited and cut all that shit out, so I'm fucked anyways. Pedophiles already. Well, actually, I already knew that though, but I guess I'm fucked in the sense that pedophiles probably got to like a bunch of kids. Oh yeah, my buttons are going off now. What's this spring? Oh, no way. What? See? Exactly what I mean. Pedophile off to the side as pedophile baited me on one side or the other. That's how these pedophiles claim to be keeping everything competitive, but it's easy to merge networks. Everything's only like a 20 meter load in, I think. And then it loads out and loads back in. Because even what were considered even these pedophiles,
are part of the pedophile scheme of like scripting, setting everything up. So it loads in and out, and the pedophiles are switched out based off of their location and whatnot. Rubber banding, that's how they figured it out in the Middle East. They're like, why am I getting shot back and forth? And then once they started losing their hair and losing their assets, they started figuring out ways to pinpoint who was doing it out of their own community. Because then they started just narrowing it down to like 5 kids doing it to each other, doing the same tactics. And I don't mean the same tactics that they were running amongst each other. They started figuring out what tactics the pedophiles from other countries were using. That's why it was only 5. When they were smart, the 5 like Olympic unions and whatnot. That's how they would hope to get the better numbers. And so pedophiles ended up starting to figure out how pedophiles were misconstruing everything or falsifying information by once they started actually doing some of these techniques of merging networks and using rubber banding to do some of the shit that they were doing. Like, there were certain issues and instances that they even were able to reproduce where the rubber banding was just done as a rubber banding technique that their pedophile kids that they're pedophiles when they were kids pedophiling were able to pedophile the falsified lie, the falsified hoax, as it might be considered as a felony offense amongst their own pedophiles, because they were selling it amongst their own pedophiles. So they were hoaxing. So they scripted exactly how to say it in order to explain exactly what the effects were as to what people the pedophiles had raped for these effects or killed for these effects. You'll see it throughout media, like certain effects like are only from like certain there are from like supposedly people dying, and people get these effects from like certain pedophile networks once they got computers and were able to see what a person experiences, like what visual effects they experience. They started doing mixed match renditions, and then they started doing clean renditions that were allowed in Hollywood and shit. I thought the pedophiles falsified information to me and were. And I was like, oh, this was through one of the dream states, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But not really, like, kind of cool. I had vague words. It was so vague. Oh yeah, because I was at the point where I was like pausing out conversations with good people, because some of them were good conversations. Some conversations with good people. So savage. That's clutch. I only lost 15 and tier protection activated for the next match. So it's way clutch. Super epic. I'm gonna use the bathroom actually, so I'll be right back in like a few.